Burning Question, powered by Ola, New Ford Aspire, Siska LED and Sterling. Holiday differently.
Lieutenant General Rajinder Singh is also joining us on the show, but I want to go across to both RP Singh and DK Giri first up with me in the studio. DK Giri, the fact that the Prime Minister is talking about the fact that they are not going to relent on the war against terror, the fact that he is talking openly about it, the fact that perhaps opposition today feels that the current government is doing what they could not do when in power, and therefore the current government might get some electoral benefit out of this, is that why the opposition has lost its bearing? Because it seems after surgical strikes, for these airstrikes also, DK Giri, they continue to do the same politics. Now, is it our fault, the forces' fault, the country's fault that they didn't know what they could do at that time after 26/11 or after Parliament attack?
Yeah, we all know that the opposition has the right to ask questions, but they are asking wrong questions. I must say that instead of questioning the evidence or asking for evidence of the airstrikes, they should question the government on the strategy and the policy. There are 10 different questions that can be raised on the policy failure of the current government for which we have this crisis. But the questions are wrong. I mean, the army action should not be questioned. But let me take you...
No, but why are they doing it? DK Giri, yeah. Electoral issues or electoral, arithmetic cannot be the reason why the country can continue to tolerate this kind of politics. That's my question.
Sure. But
has the opposition completely lost its bearing when it comes to national interest?
Yeah, Sivangi, let me tell you, in a democracy, in an election
you cannot give me the parties.
I'm sorry,
are you saying
the ruling party is not doing it?
Excuse for everything.
Sure. No, let me tell you.
Remember, today the country feels very strongly about this issue of dissent also.
Ruling party also is doing it.
Dissent in the name of democracy, you cannot subvert national interest.
I'll tell you, both the parties are doing it. Both the parties are politicizing their strikes.
Now you join forces.
Why not? I give you the evidence of the ruling party.
Very simple.
Both the parties are doing it.
Give me. Sure. When Navjot Singh Sidhu says that 300 trees were targeted, not the Lashkar-e-Toba camp or Jaish-e-Mohammed camp for that regard, sorry. So they talk about trees. And when Digvijay Singh says that give us proof, when one of the Goa chief says that give us proof, when the alliance partner says that it never happened, I mean, it's all a fabricated game. And when they say this is another Balakot, this Balakot is not their Balakot, this is a different Balakot. So you are, sir, give me can I complete? I never interpret you.
Okay. Sure.
So when you do all this, you raise question on the valor of the Air Force. Give me a second, sir. Give me a second, sir. I never interpret you. And you force the Air Force chief to come on record to tell you, yes, you were given a target, we hit the target. And there are reports now that there were 300 mobile phones on that target. So when target is hit, you are saying, your minister, former minister, Mr. Digvijay Singh, and your general secretary is saying, oh, why don't you give us evidence like the US gave of that? So that was one-to-one hitting. It is airstrike. The difference between airstrike and one-to-one hitting. So please don't belittle the forces.
Okay,
don't demoralize the forces.
I have to go across
my friend RP Singh, one sentence. Likewise, how did Amit Shah count the dead up to 350? What did he get the information? Army did not say it. What did Amit Shah get it from?
By the way.
He did. How much?
250.
Yeah, fair enough. 250. What did he get?
I just gave you example. I just told you there are confirmed reports now with the system that there were more than 300 mobiles.
Not mobiles. He said dead bodies. Come on, how can you complete when you are not listening to me? Mr. RP Singh, he said dead bodies.
Okay, 1 second. Can I just come in here?
Mobile phones are not used by trees, not by animals.
1 second. Can I just come in here? 1 second, DK Giri, 1 second. Can I just come in here?
You will say ridiculous.
Okay, RP Singh, stop please. Ratan Sharda and Ashutosh Mishra. See, the question is not how many casualties. Please understand, this is a great diversionary tactic. It seems the opposition has found Ratan Sharda, because it takes away from the fact that there's a complete shift in policy when it comes to terror attacks in India. The Prime Minister has just reiterated the fact that it doesn't matter where the terrorists are, the camps are, we're going to strike. This seems to be a diversionary tactic. So I raise my question again. isn't raising any kind of doubt on the Air Force strike at a time when Pakistan is trying to do this and discredit these strikes across the world. Isn't this as good as raising doubts on the forces? That is the question. Ratan Shahid and Ashutosh have a different question for you.
See, let me put in a very different perspective. These are the kind of people who would camera in their bedrooms, who would put camera behind a spouse, who would put a camera in the bathroom saying whether the kid has gone to bathroom or not. They would see whether a spouse has gone where she or he is going to say. So this suspicious nature is most horrifying. Secondly, they are laying bare the intelligence of the security forces. Nobody in the world would have such a proof. Imagine 1971 when Indira Gandhi fought and created Bangladesh. Would people, if they asked for the proof that military had actually helped Mukti Bahini, or whether the surrender was real, or whether the atrocities in Bangladesh are real, that would be such a shameful act. So does this kind of continuously look at Pakistan? Their Air Force pilot died. He was nearly lynched to death and died in hospital. They are denying it. They don't want to own it up. And none in the Pakistani media or public level has ever questioned the stand of Pakistan. Here we are supporting Pakistan.
Well, we don't want to actually take Pakistan as an example. But I have a question for Ashutosh Mishra. Ashutosh Mishra, the Prime Minister is saying you abuse me.
Enemies at your door.
You abuse me, but don't abuse the forces. This question has been put to the Congress party especially umpteen number of times. Is this just electoral nervousness? Sheer electoral nervousness that forces them to raise these questions at a time like this. This is still a critical time for the country.
When people are happy, ask anybody they're happy.
Shivani, when today I was listening to the Prime Minister, I was reminded of what he said at the Delhi BJP meeting. He said, "Ab Modi ko vote nahi milega." And that's exactly what is happening. Now he is using the armed forces to fight the political battle for him. He has been called out for his failures on economic front. So now he is trying to use the army to fight his political battle.
Ashutosh, you cannot say these things and get away. This is exactly the politicization that you are doing. What do you mean that he is using the army to win the elections? What do you want the government to do? Just because Congress governments never really struck at terror camps in Pakistan, you don't want current governments to also do it?
No, Mr. RP,
No, Ashutosh, you answer my question. Just because the previous government, Congress or otherwise, never did something, the current government should not do it. If the current government does something new, you'll say they're using the army.
Because those 300 mobile data
is this all that you can come up with now?
Indian Air Force. So how is that?
No, Ashutosh, you have to stop. One second, RP Singh, one second. RP Singh, I'm going to allow you. Ashutosh, you have to stop. You cannot keep going on like this. I'm asking you a question. You have to stop and answer my question.
This is the truth. The truth
hurts. Ashutosh, you have to stop and answer my question. This is not the way it's going to go.
So how come these figures are
No, 1 second. What do you mean? What do you mean that the army is being used to fight elections?
Like hell.
What do you mean? Are you telling me the government should have not done anything? Are you saying the government should have not done anything? There shouldn't have been airstrikes?
I say nobody died.
Ashutosh, not like this. Take my question.
Create a false impression. They are trying to. So then listen to me, na. Then listen to me. Give me time to answer your question, na.
You know what my question is?
What is happening here is the whole nation.
Are you saying there should have been no action by the Indian forces?
And I'm answering it. Please listen to it. The question here is that the whole nation knows that the Air Force has struck. Nobody is questioning that. What the nation is questioning is how these secret details were leaked. Because just now Mr. RP Singh was saying that the NTRO
what are you talking about? Come on, you're changing the goalpost now.
So how has that information?
Not done. Can I just bring in Lieutenant General Rajinder Singh?
This is the truth.
No.
How is that
I'm sorry, Ashutosh, these statements cannot just be made on the fly. There is a gravity of the issue that we're discussing right now. I've got a serviceman with me. Lieutenant General, what do you make of the fact that the Prime Minister is saying you can abuse me, but please don't, by virtue of abusing me and for your electoral gains, abuse the forces? Do you agree with the Prime Minister that that's what's happening today? Because Ashutosh just said the army is being used to fight elections.
Nobody believes it.
I mean, this is the most bizarre logic. Lieutenant General. Okay, before we get him back with us, RP Singh, you wanted to come in.
My only submission to Ashutosh is, please, don't belittle army, don't raise question on the valor of the army. What are you doing? When you say, वहाँ पर 300 पेड़ गिर गए, नवजोत सिंह सिद्धू सिंह.
No, forget that. I want to come back to this thing.
No, I'm coming on that question. What you asked him. Sir, we are not hiding behind army. We are not seeking vote on name of army. We are saying that it was Prime Minister Modi who had courage enough and has said, please go and take whatever action you want to take. Has given free hand to army.
I have Lieutenant General Rajendra Singh back with me. I'll give the final comment to the servicemen. Please, only Rajendra Singh, please.
What I actually
Statements
wanted to
you
say...
are equating, sir. I am not equating, for heaven's sake. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, what I actually wanted to say was that the whole situation is rather pathetic. It is hardly the time or it is hardly the type of operations on which there should be any politicking whatsoever. I feel that your army or air force, the whole country is proud of it. Irrespective of the type of government that we have always delivered. So anything if our army says or the air force says must be taken as a gospel truth, and no question need to be raised on that, because they won't tell you a lie. That is point number one. Point number two is becoming a prime minister or winning elections all that important? Is it more important than the existence of the nation? I think it is high time that our politicians realize this and unnecessarily do not pick holes in each other's stories to try and score political points. Let this election be fought on other issues.
This is precisely the sentiment that has come in from the Prime Minister just barely 20 minutes ago. That see, elections come and go, governments come and go, Prime Ministers will come and go. But please do not play politics at such critical times of national interest. That is what the appeal is from all ordinary citizens as well. And certainly do not equate the army with the political class. But you cannot have a situation where a political class does not get either the credit or some brickbats as far as action is concerned. You cannot go away from that reality. Deal with it, please. I thank all our guests for joining us.
Whatever the parties.